New level ago. What'll be doing this time? Because the whole gang's here for some reason. Bullet, why are you here?
I don't know.
I love this rendition of Roddy Top's theme. I don't think we hear it enough though.
No, we don't.
No, I think we only hear it maybe twice when we first talk to Roddy Tops, and then here, where she gets her little spiffy little race announcer uniform. I love the skull head set.
Yeah, I think that this was something Kickstarter backers got to vote on, was Roddy Tops's outfit.
Race outfit.
Race outfit.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. They did have a handful, like a common thing for Kickstarter campaigns is if you donate such and such a gigantic amount of money, they will generally allow you to involve yourself with the game in some way. Like, you know, you can create an enemy or whatever. There was a couple of things like that in Half-Genie Hero, but for the most part, backer involvement was limited to stuff like that. Like, we've got 6 designs for such and such enemy, or
for the block girl,
or whatever, and backers can pick between those, which is different than a lot of other things. Where normally for a lot of Kickstarter campaigns, it's either you get like to personally create something with the developers, or you're just like getting backer updates or whatever. So that was interesting, I think. I honestly, I think it's a little bit better to do it that way in a lot of ways, because then you don't get random people deciding stuff, which can lead to certain not as smart decisions, because as much as we like to think we are, random people are not game developers, unless if they actually know what they're doing.
No, but we are investors.
Yeah. We gave you our money. So.
We're
no.
associate producers.
Wait, hold on. We are just as bad as the people who say that there should be no F-Zero games. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's come full circle.
Oh, no.
All right, so contrary to the theme of the first half of the stage,
there is no race.
There's no race. However, I can confirm, PS4, Xbox One, you get an achievement for knocking out every racer on the
Awesome.
So, do that.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that they were enemies at first, so I did it.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah,
I did it out
but
of
then it's like, oh, I don't have to do anything.
It's like
I'm going to anyway.
I can easily win the race if there's no competition.
There's no one. No one can notice if there's no one to notice.
Yeah. And
every Hitman game ever.
To win it.
No.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we actually get to fight Twitch and Vinegar this time.
Oh yeah, they didn't have
this is not a
they,
hard battle at all.
They didn't have a boss fight in the original. I think
No,
they were just kind of there.
Yeah, they were just ammo barons,
They didn't get
lackeys.
spat on.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And for some reason, Twitch doesn't have a 30-second delay between her attacks.
Oh, I get it. This fight's really easy if you get the mirror. If you get the mirror upgrade, because then all of her things will bounce off onto her. It's a straight line, so almost all of them are going to hit her, and they do 10 damage each. So, get the mirror before this boss fight.
Not like they're hard, but
Nah, not really.
No. My go-to power-up the first time was, again, pike balls, which at maximum level become scimitars.
Oh, the pipe?
And you get like 5 of them surrounding you at all times. It's pretty ridiculous.
The pike balls are, I think, the best upgrade again. Well, aside from, total invincibility, which is great.
That, again, this game, like, made me, like, wow, they really are just giving this to you. Like, I mean, it costs money, granted.
And if you don't...
You gotta grind a bit.
If you don't have the infinite magic, and especially if you don't have the bracelet that gives you half magic, it eats up magic like nothing else. So it's just, I'm surprised that they gave you an infinite magic, like that you can use before the final boss. Like I don't know, like as a bonus thing, I suppose. Oh,
like it utterly rips the game in half.
Yeah, which is why I'm glad you can turn it off, because I used it for the final boss and I realized I don't have to try. So for my next playthrough, I actually kind of want to turn.
I would argue you don't have to try anyway.
Yeah, the game isn't very hard.
Well, no Shantae game is super hard, so that's not.
No, the first one can get there at points.
I've never.
The first one's hard for wrong reasons. sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played too much of the first one, honestly. Like, I was kind of playing it, and I was missing the...
Ooh, meat.
I was missing some of the things that were made less clunky in Pirate's Curse and Rescue's Revenge. Also, it took me forever to figure out how to get through those trapdoors, because you have to jump down them, and I didn't know how we were supposed to do it. Like,
Play Contra, Ted.
Can I just say, like, once I found out that you could go down the trapdoors, I realized I walked past a ship that had them. I was like, oh, fuck.
There's something in there, isn't there?
Yeah, that was like, okay, well, that's one way to do it.
I felt so stupid after I did.
Yeah, I know, I did too. It was like, oh, the arrows are pointing down, you fucking idiot.
Game tells you right there.
Yeah, I know. I'm also certain that those lasers were installed just to make sure you couldn't cheese this entire section with the bat.
Yeah,
Most likely.
Oh, one annoying thing about the lasers, though, is that they don't just damage you, they send you back. And there's no checkpoints.
They're insta-kill.
There are well, they don't insta-kill you, they only do 1 damage, they just send you back. So...
That's insta-kill in my book.
Well, you're not dead, you're just setting back.
Well, there are no lies in this game.
No.
Well, if you run out of health, are you just sent back to the beginning of the area?
Start of the area.
Huh.
Yeah.
You start the area. So.
Huh, okay. Well, anyway, yeah, that's just, there's no checkpoints in this area, and it's a long walk. So, it's annoying.
And try not to bum rush it on foot either, because the platforms aren't there until the ship finishes parking.
Yeah. Well, that makes
Done
sense.
that at least twice. You know, because second playthrough, I was bum rushing to this area as the monkey because it's the fastest form. And
Oops.
Jumped off the plane like a dope because the plane didn't finish parking. This laser gate's pretty tight. Or you can do that too.
Wait,
Well, to
wait,
get
you
out
can do
anyway.
it. You can do them. Wait, you can get that with the monkey transformation?
Yeah. Just bullets.
Oh,
If you do the monkey bullet just as the gate disappears, you can
get
Okay, because I spent 5 minutes trying to do it with the monkey, and I couldn't do it, so I went back with the invincibility.
Well, that's one way to do it. Yeah.
Okay. So one thing I noticed about these guys' death animations. So, they're like you're fighting them on the ship, right? So when you're outside, it makes sense for them to fly backwards because the ship's moving forward. They still have that same death animation inside the room. So it just kind of looks like they're flying to the walls for no good reason. I don't know. I find it funny.
I like how Shantae has got kind of a stumble animation when you stop her really abruptly.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't happen all the time, though.
No, I think it's random.
Yeah. It's nice to see.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, little details. I adore that kind of stuff.
Isn't this kind of sprite stuff is the kind of graphics you really like, or do you prefer the more pixely sprites when it comes?
I prefer both.
You
I-
can't
there- there are
prefer
places for both.
John. Preferring means you like one more than the other.
I like both.
Okay, there we go. Be grammatically correct.
Poistedly, I prefer your mom.
Poison for you to fuck off.
Poistedly.
No, are you trying to get a like?
Like, because you've mentioned, like, oh, I love HD sprites before, and so I'm just wondering, do you mean, like, stuff like this, where it's kind of drawn fully animated style, or are you talking about, like, 16-bit style sprites in HD?
I mean, pixels or hand-drawn, it doesn't matter to me. As long as it looks good, it looks good. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, animation quality has everything to do with that as well. But animation style is a key point for me as well, because personally, I love frame-by-frame animation. Stuff that looks hand-drawn and it feels hand-drawn. I'm not a big fan of puppet animation, tweening, as you would know it as if you use Adobe Flash or Animate. Because to me, there's just something that it's just unnatural to me, and it looks artificial. Makes sense for robots, but not for like human beings or something like that. And there is a bit of tweening in this game.
Well,
You can kind of see it right now with Shantae's hair and the way her arms sway.
Yeah, it's just a cost-cutting measure.
almost.
Yeah.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find a game that doesn't have at least some of it. Or even any. Like, I suppose, like most television animation these days would probably have some of it as well.
This game snaps back between frame by frame and tweening on the occasion. You know what I can really notice it the most? It's a really minor thing. Like, don't take this as a general criticism over the game itself. Whenever Shantae and Sky jump on top of Wrench, like, the animation of jumping onto the bird is frame by frame. But the moment they get into the stationary position, it snaps back into tween. Because now they're bobbing left and right, and you notice that shit as an animator. But that's a very, very small thing. 6.5, no but.
Oh man, John, no. Don't you know that
8.8 out of 10, not quite perfect enough.
yeah. Don't you know, John, anything below a 9.1 is the worst game of the year.
Hashtag not my Shantae.
Here we are.
Here it is.
You're supposed to get the bat sonar, which you don't get into the last full level of the game for this.
But look, I can transform and see where I'm going.
Yeah. Transforming highlights the silhouette platforms. Okay, but if you want to make this really fucking easy, you wait until you get the harpy, in case you don't feel like doing this now. From the entry point, fly straight up and to the right. Hold right and jump like you wouldn't believe it. Then eventually you will reach the edge of the room. You can safely fall down from there, go slightly left, and there you go.
But if once you get the harpy, it only takes one revisit to the castle to get the bat sonar and do it the way you're supposed to.
See, the way I did it was because by the time we have to revisit the Hypno Baron's headquarters again, we have everything. We have every single transformation. So at that point, I'm now cleaning house with all the previous levels, and I went here first before I went back to revisit Hypno Baron.
Ah, okay.
I found out how to do this with the harpy.
I did Hypno Baron first because he's got like 2 things in his level.
Yeah.
So
Where Ryan is at now, you can easily get to by holding right and jump and mashing the jump button with the harpy.
And to do it, and what do you get? A worthless power up.
Which is funny because the spider venom was actually really fucking broken in the original Shantae.
Yeah, but now you don't even need it for anything.
You don't need it for anything. And you know what? I'll wait until we get to that part of the game to bring mention to it. But no, the spider venom, it's just not as good as it was in Shantae 1.
Well, you're hardly ever turning into the spider in the first place, so.
There's that, and it's also just not as strong.
No.
It doesn't do... Yeah, I think most of the animal weapons don't do that much damage in this one.
No. It really makes you question the point, to be honest.
I mean...
Well, the harpy talent's pretty good because you float in midair while you're using it.
But I'm not attacking anything with the harpy. I'm just flying over.
Well, it's nice to have a weapon so that you don't feel powerless with them. Because,
I guess.
Yeah, it's...
But you see, my intentions with animal transformations, not so much fighting, but just traversing.
Well, I understand, too, and that is mine. But if there's an enemy in the way and you don't want to change out to deal with them and then change back, it makes more sense to just, like, be able to take care of it quickly. I just wish...
But some of them, I'm just wondering why they even bother. Like, they give the mouse an attack.
The mouse attack does 1 damage.
Yeah.
I mean, you can attack...
It does nothing, so it's like, what's the point?
It does... I mean, you can attack very quickly with it, but I don't know why. I'd
rather just use my hair.
I wish that they made it if the very least, if they're going to make them unlockable power-ups, I think that what they should have done is made them much easier to find, so that you felt like you had them for more of the game, as opposed to, like, you're cleaning up, you're trying to find the last couple of things left, and then you suddenly find, oh... I could attack with the mouse this whole time, I suppose, but I don't really need to. So
because some of them, they end up being rewards for going off a beaten pathway and maybe conquering a small puzzle here and there. But, it doesn't really mean anything when the reward itself is kind of subpar.
Yeah, so I would have made them a little bit easier, and then I would have made them a little bit easier to find, and then for these extra stuff... That's where I would have hidden the things like the scrap metal or the sunken souls that you need to get the good ending of the game, because then it would have felt more like okay, this is something that I had to earn as opposed to just having to scour for where's that flower I missed for the last piece of scrap metal or so on and so forth, Again, it's not a huge detriment because a lot of the stuff you find in this game you can't use until you get to the good ending. Like all of the scrap metal, all of the sunken souls. That's like 15 things that you're trying to find that are only for the getting the good ending. So it's not a big deal. It's basically the same as the dark magic from Pirate's Curse in that regard. But
basically, yeah.
I don't know. I would have shuffled around where you get what a little bit, at least for stuff that don't in fact platforming, like the spider venom or the. Oh well, I suppose that you do want to have it so that you can't get the spider venom until you have the spider, but you know what I'm talking about in that sort of way.
No. She should be able to spit spider venom from her mouth.
Okay, that's gross.
At least here, Ammo Baron actually has a pretty good, neat idea.
Oh yeah.
Making clothes out of the magic carpet so we can fly.
Okay, so the graphics in this game are beautiful. I love them. One minor complaint: the patches on Ammo Baron's knees change color whenever he changes direction, and it bothers the shit out of me. See what?
Oh, his. Oh yeah, because this game for his.
Yeah,
it's just reversing the.
It reverses the sprite, which is an ancient, method of saving costs. And you know where I noticed it? Actually, it wasn't the patches. Well, now I can't unsee it. God damn it! Thanks, Ted. But later in the game, we're gonna talk to Grandma Blowfish again.
The fox
for another quest.
The Foxy Grandma hat.
Foxy Grandma hat. When you could turn around and the
Foxy Grandma's backwards.
Yeah, the Foxy Grandma's backwards.
At the very least, Way Forward is good about the fact that they generally have a animation that has the character kind of flip so that they become mirrored. Like, the best example I can think of is from Pirate's Curse, where if you have the Squidsmith turn around, she'll, like, do a thing with her hair so it falls over her other eye. Like,
yeah.
Way Forward at the very least, like, does that most of the time. But, okay, hold on. If they're wearing that underwear, they should only have taken 2 hits. Period. But, yeah. Yeah, again, it's a minor thing, and really, I didn't notice with the Foxy Grandma hat, but I did notice with the patches. So, it's only a couple spots where it really shines through. Or maybe shines is the best word, where it's really noticeable.
Big Boss's blind eye all depends on what direction he's facing.
Why is Big Boss holding his gun up towards his blind eye when he aims?
Because he's just that fucking good, alright?
Right, so is this Big Boss or Venom Snake, or whatever the hell he's called?
Big Boss.
Oh, okay.
Just Big Boss. Just save yourself.
Well, Naked Snake, I guess, but...
Well, if we want to get technical, John.
We now have the mouse.
You use it 4 or 5 times, like 3 or 4 times, maybe. You use it only in 2 rooms, is the thing. You use it in the room in the Mermaid Palace and the room in the desert
Sand
level,
area.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, I like the idea a little bit, but it's very, very situational. Probably the most in the game.